investors, and welcome to another episode of Stocks to Watch. Today, we're taking a closer look at a fresh listing on the CSE called Upside Gold. Now, as the name suggests, it's a gold play located in BC, and it's got over 3 million ounces of historic gold resource, as well as a bit of a copper and silver upside involved in it. So, to talk through the project today, we're joined by Sophy Cesar, who's the CEO and director of Upside. So welcome to the show, Sophy.
Hi, Don. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming on. Yeah, having a bit of a chat off camera before, and this sounds like a very exciting project, and you've got your hands at the best possible time as far as gold prices are concerned. So for anyone who's new to the project, you've just recently listed on the CSE. Run us through just what is it?
So the project, the Kena Copper Gold Project, is a large project in southern British Columbia. So we're about 4,000 kilometers from Vancouver, and we are sitting on about over 10,000 hectares of a land mass, 198 claims that are good until 2027, 2028. And we have, as you mentioned, the historical resource of 3.31 million ounces of gold. And from that, 561,000 is indicated in the balance, of 2.77 million is inferred. So a very, very exciting project in terms of where we're located, in terms of the fact that we have a historical resource, and we also have a lot of, you mentioned it, upside to bring in copper and silver into this resource as we update it and move forward.
Yeah, so dialing in on the silver especially, because you've just come out with an announcement that there's obviously a huge update on the silver. Do you want to talk us through how does that impact the asset as a whole and the kind of the exploration strategy going forwards?
So the area and our property in particular has had gold and silver mining done on the project. So the historical 43-101 didn't take into account copper or silver. So for us it's kind of three-tiered in updating that mineral resource. So we're going to drill. We have a permit to drill 5,000 meters. That's good until September of 2026 this year. So we're going to add that drilling into the resource and updated resource. We're also going to take into account the drilling that was done in 2021 and 2022. But then, as you mentioned, even more exciting is that we have probably going back past 2000, the 2000s, all of this drilling database and this historical database of information. So we're going to be able to take the copper and the silver and bring it into that 43-101 as equivalents to make it more robust.
Yeah, I was reading before that you've got over 40,000 meters of drill core that's at your disposal, and you were mentioning the updating the mineral resource. So is the plan to basically do this drilling and then use that drilling to implement into the existing data, or how are you going to approach the mineral resource estimate?
Wow. So all of this work that's been done prior, that just brings us closer to that 43-101. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring everything together, and we're going to do data compilation and then the results from the targeted field programs, which will, as I mentioned, include all of that drilling, and then incorporating that with the objective to add significant value to the project and put out a resource that reflects the scale, really, of what we have.
Fantastic. Okay, and when can we expect the updated mineral resource to be out?
So we are looking to do it towards the end of 2026. So if everything lines up, we're expect to have it out before the end of the year.
Great. So I guess gold prices have been soaring. That's front page of the newspaper. Copper's been on an upward trend for a while, but most recently the silver prices has done a bit of catch up work. So Obviously, the asset prices or the commodity prices are in your favor, but what would you say is the most compelling reason why investors should get involved?
Wow. Well, I think that, for investors, we Upside offers exposure to a gold focused project with this additional copper and silver, as you mentioned, at a time where interest in gold assets is growing. And we're building this strong foundation, and we think that it's the right time for the market to start paying closer attention. The goal really is to build this and then look at finding strategic investment and strategic partners that will be interested in moving this to the next level and towards production.
Okay, and then the public listing, how does that help you on your journey towards production?
Well, I think that one of the reasons that listing is so compelling for us is it improves access to capital markets. It offers greater visibility, and if all goes well with our marketing efforts, enhanced liquidity. So I think for shareholders that have been with us early, it's really about opening that door into the next phase of the story and giving the market a chance to properly see and value what we're building. Um, and it allows us to execute our exploration and our growth strategy, all while allowing investors to be able to follow the project.
Great. Okay, so 2026, what can we expect? Can we tell investors, yeah, what can they expect?
What can they expect? Well, obviously, we've already done a lot of work on the project. So there's going to be results from a lot of work. We did a sampling program in July of last year. So there's going to be news on that. There's going to be news on a small drill program we did in the later part of the year. Then those are the results that will be coming out. There will be obviously the drill program, the balance of that this year. And we will be also looking forward past that 43-101 in the end of 2026. We're going to be looking at the land package, potentially acquiring targets that will add to the resource, and then permitting moving forward for further drilling and exploration.
Exciting, exciting. And there was actually one question that I forgot to ask before as well. Jump into that one. You've also got a bunch of projects that have never seen a drill hole, but they've got historic mine shafts sitting on them that you were talking about before. Do you just want to talk through the huge upside that can come from that of these undrilled areas?
Um, There is. So there's, I especially like to talk about the Euphrates because when you're driving on Highway 6 to the Kena Gold and Gold Mountain, you can see the mine shafts that go into the mountain off the highway. So that's an area that was historically a mine, and we feel that we can definitely start drilling there and look at new targets on this. I mean, it's 21 kilometers long. The resource is done on 3.5 kilometers. In that area, that resource area, where probably that mineralization is 7 kilometers. So we have the rest of, the balance of 14 kilometers of project that we're able to look at and further drill and explore. So I think that after we update that 43-101 this year, that's what we're going to be looking forward in the future is identifying new zones in our land package.
Oh, I can speak from experience. Old mine shafts are a geologist's dream. The
Well,
old times were
you should talk to my VP exploration, Dr. Trevor Boyd. He agrees with you. He's very excited about the Euphrates.
absolutely. They said anything lower than 4 grams per ton was waste. So in these current gold prices, I'm sure there's a huge amount of upside there. Okay, well, it was great talking to you, Sophie, and looking forward to hearing some more exciting news soon out of Upside.
Very great to talk to you, John. And yes, we will be having a lot to talk about in the near future.
Fantastic. I will catch up soon.